That smile that you see is genuine. That is sincere. That is who Jacob was 24/7.
My heart absolutely breaks. He's 23 years old.
Hearts are heavy for those who knew Euclid Police Officer Jacob Derbin. You're looking at live pictures outside the police department where a memorial is building there in his honor. Derbin was shot and killed while responding to a call on Saturday night. Hello again, Northeast Ohio. Welcome to 3 News at 5. Thank you so much for spending time with us as we start another work week together. It is great to be with you again.
Alongside Jay Crawford, I'm Christy Paul. We are so grateful for your company tonight.
A man dedicated to serving his community, Officer Jacob Derbin, died in the line of duty on Saturday. He was reportedly ambushed by the suspect while responding to a call. The suspect was killed a day later after a standoff with law enforcement in Shaker Heights.
We have team coverage tonight. Our Lindy Buckingham is at Cuyahoga Heights High School. That's where Derbin attended, and she's talking to the people who knew him.
But first, our Lena Lai begins our coverage from the Euclid Police Department, where the procession for the fallen officer has just passed by. Lena?
Yeah, Jay and Christy, it was a moving procession escorting the body of fallen officer Jacob Derbin as it paused right here in front of the Euclid Police Department, where already there is this growing memorial outside here with Derbin's former police cruiser. There are flowers and tokens of sympathy, and also touching photos of Derbin and his father, who is also a Euclid police officer in the K-9 unit. Just about an hour ago, the procession, including several neighboring police departments, escorted Derbin's funeral hearse from the medical examiner's office in Cleveland to the funeral home in Middleburg Heights, but not before a very important detour to Euclid. A final stop at the Euclid Police Department, where Derbin's fellow officers in blue lined up on the sidewalk and saluted the funeral hearse. It was a moment that dozens of residents also heard was going to happen, and they really wanted to be here.
I wish I could express my condolences to the family, but I know that's tough right now. But my heart goes out to them, and I just had to be here just to show my compassion and my love, for all the police do, for us.
Meanwhile, the investigation into Derbin's death continues. Police say he was killed in an ambush-style attack Saturday night by 24-year-old Deshaun Vaughn. Police say Derbin was responding to a disturbance call by the mother of Vaughn's children. Well, then an intense manhunt for Vaughn ended the next day, Sunday, in a SWAT standoff at a condo in Shaker Heights. And when it was over, Vaughn was dead. Now, authorities say Vaughn was heavily armed with a MAC-10 submachine gun. And we can now confirm today that there was, in fact, an exchange of gunfire at that Shaker Heights condo between law enforcement and also Vaughn. But what is not clear is whether Vaughn died from shooting himself or did he die because police shot him. That will be up to the police and the BCI investigation. At one point, Vaughn also fired at police drones that were trying to keep an eye on him outside the condo. I will have an exclusive look at how all of that unfolded coming up at 6. Jay, Christy?
Wow. All right, Lena Lai, thank you so much for walking us through that tonight.
Well, today, staff members at Cuyahoga Heights High School are grieving the loss of Officer Jacob Derbin. He graduated from that school in 2018, and our Lindsay Buckingham spent the day there talking with some of his former coaches, and she joins us live now to share their words. Lindsay, good afternoon to you.
Well, Jay, this was a theme of remembrance of Officer Derbin, and the theme was his character. I spoke to his track coach earlier today, who told me he was truly one of the good ones. John Schaefer knew Jacob Derbin well.
He was very good friends with my oldest son. They graduated together.
He was also Jacob's track coach.
Shot and disc. He was our number 2 thrower.
A fierce competitor.
As far as an athlete, he was dedicated, great teammate, a tough kid, really tough kid.
with a great sense of humor and big heart.
What kind of a friend was he?
Loyal to a fault, very comical, self-deprecating sometimes.
There was never a question that he'd serve his country and community.
He's pretty much, from the youngest of ages, has always talked about wanting to be a police officer, carrying on the family legacy.
And that's what they'll do for him now. Here at Cuyahoga Heights High, where his picture shines brightly in the hallway and his football jersey, number 65, still remains. They'll carry him always with the love and support from this tight-knit community. This is definitely a moment where you can see the faith and resiliency of this community coming together. We all have each other's backs, and we'll carry his legacy, as much of a legacy as you could for a 23-year-old, but it's amazing.
Now this digital marquee outside of Cuyahoga Heights High, it's been rotating tributes to Officer Jacob Derbin, and condolences to his family and the Euclid Police Department. Meanwhile, grief counselors are, of course, on hand all week. That is both for the staff and the students. Jay, they will be there all week to offer support.
Very difficult time there. Lindsay Buckingham live on 3 News at 5. Lindsay, thanks. Now, we're also learning about the funeral services for Officer Derbin. Visitation is Friday from 3 to 8 at Ripepi Sons Funeral Home. That's in Middleburg Heights. The funeral will be Saturday at 11 a.m. at St. Columbkille Church in Parma. Burial will follow the service at St. Mary's Cemetery in Cuyahoga Heights.